Hello, family, and welcome to another episode of Delightful Insight. Thank you so much for joining me on the elorasong channel, where we are focused on exposing joy in the journey. And I was gonna come up with like some elorasong. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I might have to come up with some cute little song. Look, as you know, I haven't even tried to update the cute little intro. But anyway, for those of you who are just joining us, I have sent out questions to friends and family via text and receive their input back. They respond to me, and I in turn respond via video. We're just trying to converse and keep conversations going, trying to be as transparent as we can with one another. And this gives me an opportunity to share with you of who I am. Why not? And just trying to encourage, like I said, exposing joy in the journey. So the last set of questions was, how do you define happiness, joy, and contentment? So the last two episodes talked about happiness and joy, or the last one talked about happiness and joy, and this one is going to focus strictly on contentment. So for right now, what I'm going to do is share the input that I received from friends about contentment, then I roll into what my input is. So one individual wrote, contentment is when I put myself in a lot of predicaments, mostly financial. So without complaining, I have to say it is what it is, and be that as it may. I must learn whatever lesson I'm supposed to learn during this stage of my life. Another individual wrote, contentment to me means that I'm just settling in the situation. Another wrote, contentment is when I know that I can do better, but I just won't. Like I am content with my weight and health because I am not doing anything to better it. Another individual wrote, let's see. Okay, contentment is just being satisfied with the current situation, neither approval or disapproval, just satisfied. So I agree with every single person that wrote in about that topic, their definition of contentment. And so what I had to do was sit down and write down some key points that I wanted to share, because a lot came in, especially after, like, you guys, look, y'all don't know this, but I actually watch videos like days after, like when I actually post. I don't like do the recording then watch them, so it's like new to me too. So anyway, what I'm going to share is the key points that I want to talk about with contentment. So contentment to me, just like another person or a friend actually mentioned, was about pure satisfaction. For me, contentment is pure satisfaction across the board. But I may be down financially and not be content with that situation, but I know spiritually I'm okay. So therefore, the finances aren't bugging me out, So it goes across the board. If I'm not okay spiritually, but okay financially, I'm content financially, that doesn't mean that I'm content in other areas. Does that make sense? So just because I'm content in one area doesn't mean it goes across the board. What is up with my laptop and light? Hello? Okay, I don't know what just happened. Can y'all see me? Okay, I think okay, there it goes. So anyway, another key point I want to talk about is it keeps going in and out. You know what? I need to get one of those big old light bulbs that everybody has. You know what I'm talking about? Those YouTubers got those big circle lights. Maybe this is why they have it, so the light won't go crazy. But anyway, next point. uh I would have to say the greatest experience of contentment. So for me, the greatest experience of contentment is when I'm in solitude. Obviously, quarantine kind of makes me do that. I know some folks are able to hang out with their family, their friends, their parents, their kids. It's Elora. So for me, it's Elora. And I'm forced into solitude. But even before all this quarantine stuff, y'all, I had this thing where I just kind of disappear. And looking back, and I've been told this by my friends, I just do that sometimes. I need time to just be with myself. And I'm already like that in a certain kind of way. I let folks in, I chit chat, hey y'all, how y'all doing? But I sometimes really just disappear. Sometimes it'll be traveling, or it is strictly go to work, and then that's it. I don't make it a point to reach out to folks because I just want to be with myself. I need to focus on myself. So that is when I'm able to experience uh, the greatest experience of contentment, is when I'm able to just be with myself, focus on some things, and clear out the wreckage, clear out the ugh. and I'm able to feel fully satisfied. Another point I wrote was even though I'm feeling all is well in a certain area or all areas of my life, I have to be careful of time because time can cause stagnation. Hear me out. I believe that I should always be growing in any area of my life. So yes, contentment's great. Yes, oh, life is awesome. Everything's going great. Boom, boom, boom. But when I'm doing that and it's steady like that, it's not to say that I shouldn't have a great life. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that when I am in a certain place and I stay there and I get too comfortable, that's stagnation. That means I'm not growing. It's like putting a plant in the pot and giving it some water and saying, "Oh, it grew. It grew for a week. That's wonderful. It's so cute. It's blossoming. Wow, that's nice. It grew another leaf." And then that's it. It's pointless. So I have to constantly remind myself that time can serve as a friend or an enemy. Got to be careful. So I got to make sure I constantly try to grow. And that's what another individual talked about. It's like, well, I'm just settling. You don't want to just settle. It's good that we accomplish things that we feel good about a certain area of our lives, but what's the next level? Why not try to achieve that next level? Another one is, adversity is not necessary for growth. Though it gives me an extra push, satisfaction, or an extra push towards satisfaction, I should take the initiative to seek it daily. There it is. So the reason why I say that is because today I changed the air filter for the first time. Y'all, I'm learning about households. I'm learning. So anyway, while I was doing that, I was like, oh, it's a great analogy, right? So we have this nice little clean air filter that we put in the household, boom, and it warns you, after 90 days, you need to change out your daggone filter. So I waited way longer than 90 days. So I take out the filter. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so nasty. Ew, right? But it's tucked away, out of sight, out of mind. I think everything's okay. I'm breathing air. Oh, that thing was nasty. I was like, no wonder they say after 90 days. Case in point. Just because we think everything looking good and honky-dory, and we think everything's great, and stuff in the background still collecting dust, y'all. Just like, for example, when I have friends over, one day when I have friends over, but I've always been this way. When I invite people over to my place, I clean. I make sure it's immaculate. I make sure everything's good to go. And they come over like, oh, it's a nice house. It's clean. Thank you. Thank you. I make sure everything's good. But guess what, y'all? After they leave and it's a month or so, the house still collects dust. I still got to clean. You know what I'm saying? I still got to clean every week. Got to clean, making sure the surfaces are what word I'm looking for? Pristine. And I've always had this thing about dust, right? I've always had this thing about dust. So imagine me looking at that daggone filter. But anyway, my point is, I always want to make sure that, yes, contentment is nice. Contentment is great. However, there's always room for improvement. That's what I'm getting at, okay? Yeah. So again, happiness, joy, contentment. Happiness comes in moments. Joy is everlasting. And contentment is a temporary mode of satisfaction. That's all I got for y'all. So anyway, thank you so much for joining me. Again, feel free to share, comment, and subscribe to this channel. And so I did send out some new questions, y'all. And the input I've received thus far is like, man, these are good questions. So I'm really looking forward. I've already received some responses, and I'm really looking forward to sharing the upcoming questions. And it's banging, y'all. It's banging. So anyway, look, I got this tan line. I went outside yesterday. I'm just gonna share it. So anyway, I went outside for like 4 hours yesterday. It was beautiful outside. The sun was out. I was like, I'm sitting outside, but I had this rag on my head, right? I had this scarf on my head, and now I got this line. So I had to go get the filter today. And I was wondering, I was like, can people see this daggone tan line right there on my forehead? I got no sense. Got no sense. But anyway, again, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope this has brightened your day in some form of capacity. Oh, yeah. So one more thing. Man, I forgot. So A while ago, I'm gonna say about a month and a half ago, I ran into a woman she just randomly started talking to me. You know, folks tend to do that, so it's cool. And she was talking to me about how she knows I like to read and write. She's like, I didn't want to disturb you, but and she just started talking. And she started mentioning about how every day she makes sure she has a bucket list, but she writes down these things on small whatever those things that she wants to accomplish on small sheets of paper. And she puts them in a bucket, a literal small little pail, and she puts them in as she thinks of new things. And then every day, what she does is retrieve one of those things, opens them, reads it, and then she tries to accomplish it for that day. Man, I was like, that's pretty awesome. Most folks talk about planning for things and when they want to do stuff, blah, blah, blah. But who actually literally takes one out, says, okay, today's the day, whatever pops out, I'm going to accomplish that. Now, mind you, mine would have to be traveling and stuff like that, but I think that would have to be a separate bucket. But for things that we just say we're going to do, but never just happen to get to it, that's a pretty awesome idea. But anyway, y'all keep on dusting. I'm going to keep on dusting. Anyway, thanks so much for joining me. Have a joyous day. And again, I wish you happiness, joy, prosperity, and abundance, all things freely given to us by God. Love y'all. Check y'all later. Ciao.